Hi, I'm Matt with Hoboken Horology, and today we're going to be talking about Rolex's debut at Baselworld 2017. Okay, so let's take a look at the website. So as we scroll down, we see their new watch lineup. Now I think the big surprise here is the Sea Dweller and the Daytona. Now of course the Daytona is mostly in precious metal, so on this video I mostly want to focus toward the Sea Dweller. So what is the number one Rolex selling watch is the Rolex Submariner date is probably their top selling watch. So as you saw in maybe one of my earlier videos, my prediction was that we would get a GMT Coke. I was hoping that we would get a GMT Coke. And we've got this Rolex. It's a Sea Dweller. Sea Dwellers, not completely sure on how they sell, but I know that they're, along the forums, they're definitely not the most popular dive watch, especially the deep sea. I read a story about a guy who was in Greece, I think, and he said that the AD there, and this was years ago when it just came out, offered him like $4 or $5 grand for it, brand new, because it was so large that nobody was buying it. No, Rolex fans weren't buying it. This is 43 millimeters. It makes me think, what the hell were they thinking, that they're going larger? Rolex needs to realize everyone's going smaller. I mean, they haven't changed their case sizes. They try to mostly keep them at 40 mils. So I don't know why they would go larger for this. If people thought the Deep Sea was large at 44, 43, even though it looks more like a sub, it's still quite large. And let's look at this. The lugs are kind of have this nice curve, and they don't look as chunky as the larger case on the sub. So it makes me think that they're maybe trying to compromise. They're trying to make it look smaller than it is. I think that they went larger for two reasons. I think they wanted the Deep Sea to look a little bit different than a sub. They don't want it to look exactly like a sub, and I think they had to make it larger because of the 1,200 meter water resistance, which I think is stunning. I mean, that's what the Deep Sea is for. I mean, the Sea Dweller is for, but I think it's quite stunning that it's got that kind of water resistance. Okay, so 60-click bezel. I'm a little behind on this, actually. I was recently trying on a Rolex Hulk, and I asked the person selling it, the sales rep, I asked him if it was a 60-click bezel, and he looked at me like he had no idea what I was asking him. So I actually have to check if the normal Rolex is 60 clicks, but there's mentioning here that it's 60 clicks. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I know there are other things released for Rolex for Baselworld, but let's focus on the Sea Dweller. A lot of people on their Instagram account was like, it looks like another Submariner. It does, with that date window there. But being a watch fan, I would definitely love to own. I would love to own this piece. It's nice. It's a little bit bigger. I don't mind the larger case size. That being said, I don't know. I think that people don't take the Deep Sea seriously, and I think that they wanted to have a serious dive watch, a watch that they can say, hey, this is the best dive watch on the market. And I think that's why they made this watch. I think that people see the Deep Sea as a gimmick, and it kind of looks like a gimmick. I was a huge fan of the Deep Sea. I've never owned one. I've always kind of wanted one. But that's a watch that on the used market does not do too well. For a $12,000 price tag, I'm pretty sure it was, or maybe it was $10,000. You can get it pre-owned for $8,000, maybe. Yeah, I've seen it lower on forums. If you go to somewhere that's not like an auction site, if you go onto the actual forums on Rolex, you can find them quite inexpensive, actually. I don't know how I feel about this. I think that I think that they want to be taken seriously. I think that they went with this because they thought it would be a good choice. I think the general population isn't going to be interested in this. I don't think that this was a good move. I mean, come on, give me another GMT. You know, I would have loved to have seen a Coke. If I'd seen a Coke, you'd be seeing an hour video of me talking about how excited I am for it. And let's talk about that price tag too. 11,350 dollars. I mean, I know it's a Rolex, but oh my god, what are they thinking? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna sell. I just another yacht master too. I mean, maybe I should be spending more time on this, but I've never been interested in the first place, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is a filler year for them. I mean, even at Daytona. I mean, you guys haven't really heard me speak about the Daytona too much. I have, being a huge chronograph fan myself, and collecting and owning a few very old chronographs and very horologically important chronographs, and buying them because of their movements, I do have some negative things to say about the Daytona, and I've never considered it a top tier chronograph, and that's gonna upset a lot of people, but I just never have. And I'm not sure what the idea is with this one. I especially find it odd on the rubber. I know people like the rubber straps, but you know, if you're gonna pay this kind of price on request, do you see this? So this is probably a $25,000 to $30,000 watch. It's precious metal, so I don't know. I mean, for that price, do I really have to ask for a bracelet? You know, at that price, could you give us both, bracelet and the strap? So I don't know. I mean, I like the Sea Dweller. I would own the Sea Dweller, but I just can't help but not to feel disappointed by what they released this year, especially next to Omega. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the recap and my reaction to it. I've been wanting to make this video, you know, since the news broke. You know, you could have been watching anything else on YouTube, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you for watching.